Welcome back to Evans Repairs and Creations, where today we're doing the final assembly of this 1970 Fantic Motors mini bike. Let's get started. Alright, so this is episode 3, the final episode of this series where I restore this TX3 mini bike made by Fantic Motors. And in the first episode, you saw me completely restore this frame and wheels. In the second episode, I put the drivetrain together and got it driving. And this now is the episode where I put both of them together with the frame painted and cleaned up and looking great, and the, well, drivetrain in peak condition. So yeah, basically all I have to do is slap this in here, bolted together with a chain and a little twist grip, and that's it. And then we take it for a couple rides. So I'm basically going to get started here and show you what I got going. Alright, so you may know and recognize this engine if you've watched episode 2 of this series, but if not, that's okay. This is, well, once upon a time was a basic 5 horsepower Briggs & Stratton engine off some sort of a Montgomery Ward's piece of machinery, and then by the looks of it, a company called Empire Carts got their hands on it in Redlands, California, and built it into a, well, pretty beastly little go-kart racing motor. I actually don't know what the internals are like, but it could have like built-in insides, like a billets parts, or even, you know, maybe forged parts. I don't know, but it rips, and it also fits well in this little mini bike frame. So I'm going to set the camera down and basically bolt this in here as it was, and I will show you how it comes out. Alright, I've got the engine sitting in the mini bike as it is. Looks great. Basically now I'm just going to bolt it in. So yeah, cool. Looks pretty sweet. Alright, the engine's all tightened up now. Everything looks good under here. Now what I need to work on is getting our chain aligned. As you can see, when I kind of get straight here with the back sprocket, that front sprocket, which is right there, is just a hair to the left of it. And as you can see, right there, that was the problem I was already facing. So there is 2 washers here, 1 washer over here. I'm going to unbolt this axle assembly and move one of these washers over here. That should fix our problem. If not, I'll move both. So yeah, I'm going to do that quick, see if that works. Alrighty, I've got that wrapped up. Now if you take a look, right down the line there, it's perfect. So yeah, next step here, I'm going to get the chain put back on, make sure everything's good and tight with that. Then we can move on to things like, well, things like wrapping up things like seat, twist grip throttle, and side cover, and then we should be good for a ride. So yeah, let's get to that. Alright, chain is mounted up, only took me a few minutes. I've got it where I like it. It's fairly loose, but it's also not extremely loose. And this amount of tightness is good for it, so it doesn't hurt anything. And you know, if the chain does rub on anything, which I'm sure it will, it won't hurt it. So yeah, great. Next, I am going to put this cover on, and we'll get to our twist grip throttle. Alright, wow, I just wanted to show you guys how much this bike is taking shape. I mean, I've got the exhaust header on, I've got our CVT cover, I've got our seat on, and it all just looks great. Just one more thing, I gotta hook up that throttle, and then we'll be all together. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Well, as you can see, I've got our throttle hooked up, and I've also got the foot pegs mounted. So with that, that makes everything finished. Just look at that thing. It looks magnificent. Just like the day it rolled off the factory assembly line in Italy. Just looks awesome. I'm just gonna do a quick walk around and show you guys this thing. Obviously it's never quite finished like any other restoration. There's always other stuff you can do to it, like you know, someday, well, soon I'm gonna try to figure out an air cleaner. Unfortunately, the air cleaner would sit right below the seat, but I know what I'm gonna do. I'll show you here in just a second. So in this other mini bike I have here, I've got this real short little air cleaner. That's what I'm gonna put on it. I don't have one quite yet, but I will have another one soon. But yeah, that's how it's gonna be. Here's the reverse side of the mini bike as well. Looks spectacular. I'm gonna take it for a ride here soon, so I'll show you guys that. But yeah, there's our finished product, and it looks fantastic. Hours and hours of work all leads to this. And realistically, to restore this thing, I only spent maybe $250, so wasn't bad, and I'm sure I can get my investment back out of this thing if I do ever turn around and sell it. Well, there you have it. I just got back from that ride you guys just watched, and it went phenomenal. That thing is a beast. I love it. It is really fast. I was literally just idling alongside the car. It was great. Yeah, this thing looks amazing, rides amazing, runs amazing. It honestly handles great too. Just such a fun mini bike. So proud of this build, honestly. couldn't have gone any better. It looks immaculate. Just everything looks superb on this mini bike. Even the original Fantic Motors knob here for the handlebars, it all looks amazing. This thing is sweet. So, once again, thanks for tuning in to this episode. This one went really well. This mini bike is awesome. So yeah, thanks for watching. Go check out my other content, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks. Peace.